Hey guys, welcome to the second last to first challenge on the YouTube channel. In my Discord, you guys did vote for Pierre GASLY at France, which is the circuit Le Castellet. Interesting qualifying. The AlphaTauri seems very quick around here in the first lap. I did do, obviously, the one-shot qualifying lap, backing off towards the end. Would have got us a Pierre GASLY type qualifying of around about P5. But you guys ask, yes, I am still using 100 AI. Yes, I'm using all the assists I normally use. But it is pretty fun. If you guys want to see my last video, it is located in the top right-hand corner. I can't remember what the video actually is, but there is the video up in the top right-hand corner. So if you want to vote on these polls and meet the community, Discord server is down below in the description. But yeah, YouTube going well at the moment. Did recently hit 400 subscribers as well, which is insane to think about. Want to try and get 500 by the end of the year. Probably not going to happen, but it would be a good goal to have by the end of the year. But here we are for the starting grid. And obviously, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen on the front row. Very, very obvious to see. Down below them, we have got, I believe, Valtteri Bottas and then Perez. It's sort of how France is, Norris and then Leclerc, so it's probably going to be Ricciardo and then Sainz. Yeah, so it's a very, type of grid where you see teams equaling out, really, like Alonso and Ocon, Vettel and Tsunoda, and then you got Stroll and Raikkonen. We're the odd one out, really, Giovinazzi, Russell, and then it'll be Latifi and Mick Schumacher. Mazepin, obviously, about second off the pace, and then us, Pierre GASLY, in the last place of the grid slot. But, yeah, I'll show you guys my setup that I'm running with. We're running 7.9 wings, 82 and 57 on the on and off throttle. Suspension geometry is pretty much the same, just a bit more rear camber and a little more front toe. Suspension is 1.5, 2.8 and 2.7. The brakes, we can change that to 150, and tyre pressures is pretty much standard, so let's just override that. But yeah, let's see how we can get on here. We're going to change the strategy as we always do. Obviously, we're going to go with mediums to softs. Come in on lap 9, put the fuel down to 13.5. Yeah, let's see what we can do here at the circuit de la Castellet. Down to 5 red lights.
And it's lights out and away we go.
We don't get the best of starts. We get a good second stage though. I don't want to cause any damage to the car, so we're going to keep it nice and calm, only trying to get past 1 or 2 cars into this first corner. Obviously, wait, why am I on the softs? I'm on the wrong strategy. Reset! Okay. And that's the strategy I want. So now, we're going down to 5 red lights here.
And it's lights out and away we go.
Mazepin gets a good start. As you heard there, I played the soundbite a little bit too early. We are just going to keep it calm. Got the inside of Mazepin here. Maybe even up the inside of Mick, because he does cut us across there. We have to go off the track for evasive action as we get past Mick Schumacher here. Up next is Giovinazzi and George Russell as we're just trying to keep it calm. I don't want to have an accident and lose part of my front wing on this first lap as we try around the outside of both of them here. We've got to go off the track. 3 wide around there. 3 wide does not work around there, but we've managed to make it work up into P15 at the moment. Up next is Kimi Räikkönen. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more difficult due to the fact that the AlphaTauri is not as good a car as the Mercedes in the Brazil videos. We take out the bollard there. But the bollard comes back to haunt us there. Wow. But the Mercedes was just powering through. The AlphaTauri, 7th best car on the grid. It's a little bit more tricky to get this done. Obviously, the AlphaTauri is a decent car in my eyes. I like the AlphaTauri, not just for the livery, but for the actual team itself. Obviously, with its history being Minardi and Toro Rosso. But, yeah, as we're going to try and have a look here around Kimi. We're not going to be able to get that move done. Coming to the end of the first lap, I think we're going to be able to get past Kimi at some point. As looks like we're going into the pit lane. We're not doing that today. As we get onto the brakes, as we come to the end of the first lap, Not made too much progress, up by 5 places. Yeah, I'm saying top 10 is around about where I want to be, but I want to aim for top 7. And our top speed advantage come in handy here as we're closing in on Kimi using some ERS. We're going to ease off the ERS. We're going to look to Kimi Raikkonen's outside here as we send the lunge. Leave Kimi the space. Don't need to, as he does back off there up into P14 now. I can still see points ahead. I can see the leader, in fact. We're not aiming for the lead. We won't be able to get the lead this race. We're aiming for P7. Closing in on the back of this train. Can we get past Lance Stroll here with DRS and DRS? Looks like we might be able to. We're closing. We're closing. We're going to have to back off on the ERS. Are we going to send a dive on Lance Stroll? Yes, we are. We push him out of the way. And that is us up into P13. Hopefully, Yuki Tsunoda doesn't make life for us difficult.
You made it look easy.
Wait, life difficult for us. What I said before wasn't even a sentence. Oh, we're so much quicker through there than Yuki to get the power down. We're a little bit uneasy there. We're going to look on the inside of Yuki here. Hopefully doesn't make life too difficult for us. We're going side by side into the fast right-hander. Leaving Yuki the room on the outside. As we break here, Yuki's still fighting it. He's no longer on our outside, and that is us up into P12. And we get past Esteban Ocon on the straight here. ERS activated. DRS activated as well. Going to show in the fake Duke. As he keeps pushing us, we're going to stop using ERS as we are quite low on it.
Our teammate by 1.6 seconds.
There we are. He's still there, not there anymore. As we move up here into P11. Next up is Sebastian Vettel. Are we going to send a dive on him? Yes, we are. We're going to send a dive into the triple chicane. Round the outside. There we are, up into P10. Now we've got to do a bit of defending. Next up is Fernando, 2.8 ahead. 2.7 now, but we've got to do a bit of defending here from Sebastian and Esteban. They are quite a bit back. We've got low ERS, so we're going to have to just pull over to one side, I do think. And if Vettel goes for it, he's going to go for it here. He's a bit more ERS as we try and stay in front here. Vettel's got the inside line for this part of the chicane. We give him the room. Vettel doesn't go for it, and he's spun. It looks like he may have tapped us, but didn't feel any contact. So next up is the two Spaniards of Alonso and Sainz. We have some guys in the pits. The main guys on the softs are in the pits now. So Hamilton, Perez, Norris. Looks like Bottas has stayed out with Max Verstappen. So yeah, that's us up into P6. Still got another, well, lap 6, lap 7, lap 8 and lap 9. So we've still got another 4 laps on these tyres before we do pitting. We're going to be rapid at the end. As everyone else now is pitting, this is going to be our chance to push and push hard. So ERS activated. We are going to get out ahead of everyone here. So we're just got to keep pushing. So the only two guys who haven't come in are Vettel and Raikkonen. Two oldies as we go a bit deep there. Two of these two guys might be able to hold up the leaders a little bit as we push on. As we have a snap there. I don't know. Obviously our tyres are coming to the end of their life. If we look at them now, 27 on the front, 20 on the rears. 2 laps on these and they are done. So that's when we are pitting, when they are completely finished. 2 more laps on these tyres as Raikkonen and Vettel pit in. So our tyres obviously will be the freshest as they would be anyway. But now these tyres are starting to come to their life and you can just see. Might be green at the moment, improving, but on the exits we just can't have as much cornering speed and we can't afford to put the power down as much. So these tyres are starting to die now. There's yellow flags on the back straight. That looks like for one of the Alfa Romeos. Let's see if we can catch what has happened here. It's Raikkonen. I'm hoping it isn't a safety car because we've missed the pit. And it is an engine failure for Kimi Räikkönen. Okay, so not what Kimi wanted, but he is out of this Grand Prix. But yeah, it does not look like a safety car, so just got to keep pushing on these tyres as we are in this lap. So as we come around to the pits now, we're estimated to rejoin in P8, which is brilliant. There is our tyre wear. I can't actually show it you as we get on the brakes here. 37 mile an hour, 40% a roundabout on the tyres. So as we come into the pits here, I'm able to actually have a drink. But if you guys remember, it said estimated to come out in P8, which is good. As we're in the pits now, we're going to get the tyres changed. It's going to be a quick stop. It looks a bit slow. It's 3.1. That's not a stop that we want. Ricciardo is on the hards. Sainz is on the mediums. That is what's making us come out in P9, it looks like. As we come out now, Alonso's coming round. Looks like we're going to jump Alonso, but we're out in P9, which is one place below than what Jeff told us. So yeah, let's push on these tyres and see what we can do. Maybe even get a faster lap point. We've closed up right on this 3-car train within our first lap on these tyres. Obviously the added grip of the softs is helping, but Daniel Ricciardo being on those hards is not helping his race at all. So we're pretty much on the gearbox of Charles Leclerc. DRS open as we go to the outside here of Charles. No ERS is going to be used because we are going to be ahead. Next up is Carlos Sainz. As we get on the brakes here, Carlos Sainz, we're going to have to take evasive action because we have a corner cutting warning there. Come back on the track next to Carlos Sainz, which means we do get the move done. But Daniel Ricciardo being on those hards is not helping his race whatsoever. As we're up into P7, the target, which I did set. P6 is right in front of us, which is Daniel Ricciardo. Could P5 be on here, who is Lando Norris, as we're going to open the DRS down this straight here. Are we going to send Daniel Ricciardo the Duke? Yes, we are. As he's pushing us off track, basically, we send it. And that is us up into P6. Next up, Lando Norris, and I don't think we will get him, but we can keep pushing to get him. There we are, fastest lap of the race, let's go. No purple sectors, all personal bests. So that is nice to see. Purple sector 1 as we're closing down Norris. Go a bit wide there, 3.1 is the gap now. I don't know if we have enough horsepower really to get it. Not enough ERS. But we will keep pushing. I don't know why the differentials dropped down. We're going to put that up to 100 diff now. And see if that really makes the difference on this last 1.5 laps. So personal best in sector 2. So we keep pushing on. Lando I think is a bit too far. But we could set another fastest lap here. Will we set the fastest lap? I think we might just have missed out on it. By how much? By 0.05 of a second. But final lap of the race now. We're going to keep pushing on. Try and close the gap within 2 seconds of Norris, I think. We're not going to be able to get Norris. He's too far ahead. But P6 and fastest lap for Pierre Gasly. P6, sorry. And fastest lap for Pierre Gasly is relatively good. A relatively realistic Pierre Gasly finish as we go 0.1 of a second quicker in the first sector. We're going to use up all the ERS we can. Obviously we have pretty much no ERS left, but we are pushing along here, seeing what we can do. We're going to get onto the brakes around about the 50 meter board. Nice line through there. Can we get within 2 seconds of Lando is what I would like to do. Look how close in the just above the webcam, I was going to say bottom left, just above the webcam, how close the Red Bull Mercedes Red Bull battle is. Looks like Max Verstappen is going to win this race as we're running low on fuel here. We are going to have enough. We've got 20.25 over. As we accelerate out of there, we'll close the gap to 2.2. Doesn't look like we're going to get it within 2 seconds. There we are, 1.9. We're 2 seconds now. We're going to have to use ERS down this straight here to try and close this gap within 2 seconds. Just a little added challenge as Max Verstappen wins the race. Get around here, out the final corner. We ERS activated now. Gap down to 1.9, 1.8. We come home in P6 as Pierre Gasly from last It's a question mark.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Another superb French Grand Prix comes to an end, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
And look at that, I remembered to unmute my mic. There we are. P6 plus fastest lap from P20 on the grid. 11 seconds behind Max Verstappen is not bad at all. Yuki keeps where he is. Unlucky race for Lance. Otherwise, pretty much a standard race. P6 though is brilliant to see on our side. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. I've been Amflux. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!